guys, welcome back to Fit as a Fanny. I'm Jem.
And I'm Sam.
And today we're going to talk to you about the fitness quotes that we have heard that either have stuck with us because they're great or stuck with us because they're not so great.
They're absolutely horrific.
That are just horrendous. So we'll kick it off with one that works, the one I've always heard that works really well for me. So if you've ever read the book or listened to it, Atomic Habits, in there they say never miss twice.
Yeah.
Which is one that I always stick by, and it's one that I always put to my clients. And in that, it means like if you say you're going to train 3 times a week, but this week you only train twice, okay, well, that's fine, you've missed this week, not a problem, but you can't miss next week. So next week you need to train 3 times. Or the one that I find it applies to the most is when it comes to food, because a lot of people are very all or nothing.
Yeah.
So if they end up having a takeaway, they're like, oh, fuck it, well, give me, chocolate bar and give me this and give me that. And then it rolls over into the weekend.
Absolutely,
and
yeah.
Your whole weekend goes a little bit tits up then. Whereas actually, if you think never miss twice, if I go out for tea on the Friday night and eat whatever the hell I want, well then Saturday morning, I can't miss twice, so I've got to go back to
whatever you plan
whatever your normal plan is. Same if you had, let's say you take the kids out and have a Mackey's lunch on the Saturday. Okay, well you can't miss twice. That doesn't ruin the whole day then. You have your normal tea. You have what you would normally have in the evening. So never miss twice is always something that I've always stuck with from like training point of view. Like if I miss leg day one week, not that you would ever miss leg day, never miss leg day. But like, let's say I miss leg day one week, well then I can't miss it the following week. Or I'd normally train upper body on a Monday, lower body on a Tuesday. So if I miss it on the Tuesday, well, I'll do it on the Wednesday instead.
Yeah.
So it's just a way of having in your mind, never miss twice. It's okay to cock up because we're not perfect.
Oh, absolutely. And like life gets in the way and you've got other things that need to be done. But if you never miss twice, you can always get back on track.
And I think that's the main thing. That's the perfect way of putting it. It's a way to get you back on track without going all or nothing and ruining the whole process.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So if you've read Atomic Habits, I'd highly recommend it if you haven't, or listen to it. But there's one for you guys, a good one to kick it off with. Never miss twice.
Yeah, never miss twice.
It's just a great way of like,
yeah.
But you can apply it to everything. You can apply it to, I don't know, just like work things as well. If you don't complete your to-do list in work one day, well, never miss twice, I'll complete it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or if, I don't know, if you're trying to be nicer to your partner, I don't know, and you are horrible to them one day, then you can't miss twice. Yeah. I don't know, me and Andy are great at the moment, so I don't know where that's come from. But you know what I mean? I'm just trying to think of like outside the box things. Even like paying bills, if you miss it once.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Then
that is a good one to put it to
never miss twice. If you say I'm not gonna buy clothes this month and then you do, well then okay, I can't do it next month kind of thing. It's just a good way of keeping on track. So that's a good one to kickstart with. I know full well you've got a pet peeve of one that you hate.
Yeah. So one that really stresses me out, and these are things that I've heard on like gym floors, at gym classes. Like I used to go to, it's really sneaky this, but I used to go to like gym classes and not tell people that I was a personal trainer or that I worked within the fitness industry.
Don't you find that really difficult though?
Really hard.
Because then if they're a rubbish instructor, you just want to take over.
And I've been in a few classes where I've gone,
like
I'm not sure what I just did.
Yeah, like literally, slight sidetrack, and I'm so sorry, but you've just brought it up now, and my brain is like dying. So I went to a spin-a-thon the other week, which was a 2-hour spin class. Now, the last time I said spin-a-thon to some of my class, who are predominantly men, they thought I said spin in a thong, and they got very excited.
Oh.
And I was like, no.
That brings up, that would bring a whole new crowd.
It really would. It really would. Not spin in a thong, a spin-a-thon.
Okay.
I went to a 2-hour spin-a-thon, and I kid you not, for the first 5 minutes of the warm-up, this woman said nothing.
What do you mean she said nothing?
Nothing. Right, guys, let's warm up.
Right. So I don't like, so you have like some incredible gym instructors who are like Duracell bunnies, which is what you are, right? You are like the like really high energy when you're going. You're like boom, hit with like energy before you even hit the bike.
Absolutely.
Now, and I'm not like coming to a class and we're completely silent. I'm just not quite high energy, but you have to say something.
Oh no, not a word. I timed it.
Like you have to say something.
Not a single word.
Like not even like this is how this is gonna work.
No. Not a single word.
Wow.
No posture for the entire 2 hours. No, keep your chest up. She didn't mention turn the dial once. Just like, this is a climb.
Well, how do people know if it's supposed to be a climb? What?
And didn't have her track list. So after every single track, scrolled through to find a new track.
Somebody needs to introduce us to playlists.
Oh my God. I literally, after the first 20 minutes, my stepmom just looked at me and went, are you okay? And I went, no. Is it acceptable for me to kick her off the bike and do this myself? And she was like, no, please don't. And I was like, okay.
I'll just put my hand down.
But anyways, so it was horrific.
So it is really difficult. But when I've been in some of the classes, there are some key things that like I swear that PTs think that like they have to say.
Yeah.
Or like class instructors like have to say. And one of them is, and it really gets me every time, is sweat is your fat crying.
See, I love that one, but in a sarcastic way. I say it very sarcastically.
Whereas, and I'm a very sarcastic person, but scientifically, a lot wrong with that sentence.
A lot. Like a lot
wrong.
Sweat, no.
Sweat is not your fat crying.
Not in
Sweating has absolutely nothing to do with the fat on your body, like at all. Sweat is your body's way of cooling you down, right? So when you exercise, your core temperature rises, you get hot, you sweat because you've overheated and your body needs to cool you down. That's what sweat is. It's not your fat melting away. It's not burning. Sweating doesn't mean that you're burning fat. It definitely doesn't mean that it's crying.
I mean, you might be. But your fat isn't.
That certainly isn't. Your fat could not give a toss that you're sweating, actually, in all realms of manner.
Yeah, I mean, I find it hilarious. I say it very rarely and I say it very sarcastically, but I do find it really funny when people are in classes, because I've had it said to me, and when they say it like really like, come on,
your fat is
crying.
Come on. And I just think, because when people say it in that way and they're like, come on, sweat just means that your fat is crying, like the general population of people then just think, oh, sweating means I'm going to lose fat.
Yeah. So then you go into a workout and the amount of clients that you've had, that I've had, that'll say, well, I didn't sweat, so
I've not worked out.
I've not worked out.
Okay. Little science lesson. Here we go. Right? And it drives me insane because it is then, because then they think that if they're sweating, that's their fat coming out of their body via liquid, and it's not.
It really doesn't work like that. Like, if you collected all of that stuff, you would not be able to make a candle. Do you know what I mean?
I'd not be able to fry an egg.
You wouldn't be able to fry an egg, exactly. You know, you might be able to salt some chips, but no, it is literally your body's way of cooling you down. The water evaporates and it takes some of the heat away from you.
That's it.
That is it.
That is what it is about. It's got absolutely nothing to do with fat whatsoever.
No.
So that is one that I hear all the time, and I think to myself, that's interesting.
Yeah. And whilst we're on the lines of fat, I know this one bugs you as well, which bugs me as well. Muscle weighs more than fat.
Now, a pound of fat weighs the same amount as a pound of muscle.
Yes. That's
the relationship to gravity.
Yes.
It's got absolutely nothing to do with, like, muscle can't weigh more than fat unless you've got 2 pounds of muscle and only a pound of fat.
Exactly.
But then you're comparing apples to oranges because it's not the same.
No. Muscle is denser than fat. So muscle takes up less space. So if you had a pound of muscle and a pound of fat, the fat would take up more
You
space.
put them together, one would look bigger than the other.
Yes.
They still weigh the exact same amount,
Exactly.
but one just looks bigger than the other.
And this is why a lot of the time I say to, especially, it's more so women, especially say to my women, would you rather be smaller but weigh the same, or be bigger but weigh a little bit less?
Because weight is just your relationship to gravity. So I like to use weight as a measurement tool, not a conclusive,
No.
you know, you've dropped this much weight, this is like really great, but as a tool along with other ways in which we can
Yeah.
measure progress.
Yeah.
So when we've talked about this before, we're looking at like, can you get into them jeans that you can't get into, right?
Exactly.
Have you managed to walk up and down the stairs without being out of breath? That's another little tool that sometimes
Absolutely.
is like, what is our cardio like this
One
week?
of my clients this week felt confident enough to go on a date. I was literally like, who gives a shit about weight? That's what we're
That's
going for.
amazing.
I know, yeah, I literally nearly cried.
Oh no, I love that.
Loved it. I literally messaged me being like, I felt, you know, I don't weigh myself, not weighed myself, feeling good, but I felt confident enough to go on a date. And I was like,
Oh my god, that's so amazing.
I know, yeah. But they're the things that matter. So weight is just a tool to make sure, along with loads of other things, that we're making progress. You know, tape measurements.
I was going to say, I prefer measurements and photos.
Yeah.
Photos are a big one for me.
Huge.
Take a photo, a week later take another photo.
Yeah.
And you'll see so much.
Yeah. And do you know what, with that though, I find that, because a lot of people are always really conscious about sending them to me, and they're like, oh, I'm really sorry, like, please, and I'm like, no, because you will pick it apart. If you see the difference, whereas I can point it out to you and say, but can't you see this, and can't you see this, and this is a lot tighter, and this is a lot firmer, and this is looking a lot stronger, and your posture's looking so much better there, and then they go, oh yeah. So it's not as a tool for me to judge you or ridicule you.
It's so we can understand, okay, so if this part of your posture, if this hasn't altered in the last month, what do I need to do as a personal trainer to then help us
progress
from this point?
Absolutely.
Like, or if we're not making any progression and actually there's not been any, okay, well then we need to delve in a little bit deeper and figure out what has changed and what hasn't changed and work from there.
Absolutely. But yeah, fat and muscle are not different in weight, they're different in density and space that they take up. And that is why we say, like, a lot of people will, your ideal body shape will weigh a lot more than what you think it is.
Oh, absolutely.
Because if you want to be able to maintain that body shape, you need to have a lot more muscle than what you think you do, which means you need to weigh a little bit more than what you think you should do, but then your metabolism's a lot higher. And also, that'll help you reduce your body fat.
So that's one thing a lot of my clients initially really struggle with is when because women are real complicated and we want to drop fat and tone up at the same time. So dropping fat means that you need to be in a calorie deficit.
Yeah.
But to tone up, you are trying to build muscle, so we need to be in some sort of a surplus to be able to build that muscle. And so as a personal trainer, we have to try and find like a little equal balance,
middle ground
between the two, so that you can achieve both things at the same time. And it becomes really difficult. And it's that much easier to kind of like drop a little bit of fat first before we start to build. But by all means, we can do it at the same time. It's a bit more to get your head around. But I do think that that's one thing that people really struggle is like, but I'm eating a lot more.
Yeah.
But you need to.
You need to be
able to get this tone.
Yeah.
I hate that word. And shape.
Yeah.
That you want.
By doing this.
This is how this is going to work.
I often pre-warn my clients saying, you may find that over the first 6 weeks of training with me, your weight may go up a little bit.
Yeah.
Not a lot, a little bit, it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Because we're putting muscle on, which then means it's a hell of a lot easier to drop body fat. And I will pre-warn them of that, because otherwise they come to you a week or so later and they're like, oh my God, I've put on 2 pounds. And then you're like, A, go for a wee.
Yeah. A couple of the reasons why you might be weighing a little bit more.
A, go for a wee. What time of the month it is? Did you have a wine last night? Yes, and yes. Might be that then.
Yeah.
But
give it 24 hours.
Yeah. Drink some water, have a wee, give it 24 hours, you're absolutely fine. But yeah, I tend to pre-warn them a little bit. But yes, muscle and fat, they weigh, if you've got a pound of muscle, a pound of fat, they're the same weight, but they just take up slightly different space.
And the other thing you have to understand is they are two different tissue types. One can't replace the other.
No. Yeah.
So that's the other misconception.
Yeah.
When this sort of notion of muscle weighs more than fat, or like there's this also like added notion to it that they are the same thing.
No.
That you can replace your fat with muscle.
Yeah.
The two very, very different tissue types.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's the other thing that you have to understand.
I'm going to mount you now, just to prove a point, if that's okay.
Okay.
So, for those of you that are watching, for those of you that are listening, right, Sam is going to be the muscle.
Why am I?
Sam is going to be, so Sam is sat, she's comfortable, she's having the muscle. I am the fat.
Yeah.
That's sat on top of it. Okay. Yeah. Did you enjoy that?
That looks beautiful.
So,
It's beautiful.
very two different tissue types. Me and Sam cannot swap tissue types.
No.
You know, we can't merge into one, but one is sat on top of the other.
Yeah.
And to get rid of one, you have to do different things. Like to get rid of me from your house, you have to do a different thing to get rid of Sam from your house. You know?
Just not have milk in.
Yeah, don't have milk in your house. I've had to bring my own milk today, guys, because Sam doesn't have milk. Because as previously discussed, when she had a bit of problems with eating, she gave herself dairy intolerance. Now, I don't particularly enjoy dairy, it doesn't agree with me, but I am an oat milk fan.
I love an oat milk.
Well, then why don't you have it in the bloody
I
fridge?
just prefer a black coffee.
So I bring my own milk. Now, guys, I've brought a little tub of my own milk because, I mean, otherwise I wouldn't be here. Let's be serious.
She wouldn't be.
Let's be serious.
No.
But yeah, are there any ones that have stuck with you because they're good?
So I do quite like the never skip a Monday. So
Okay.
within society, so when I say never skip a Monday, doesn't necessarily mean it has to be Monday, but it has to be the start of your week. So for a lot of society, Monday is the start of everybody's week,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The kids have gone back to school, you've just had the weekend, it's your first day back in work, all that stuff. Monday, for a lot of people, that's the start of the week. So never skip a Monday for me doesn't mean like never skip a Monday.
Yeah.
For me, it's a never skip the first day of your week. And that is different for lots of other people. So like the end of my week, I still work on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So on a Monday, actually for me, I don't actually start work till a little bit later on a Monday.
Yeah.
So really, like Monday might be the start of my week. But it could be a Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Depending on how busy I am.
Yeah.
But to never skip like the start of your week or never skip a Monday.
Yeah.
For me, I think it just puts me in that mindset of, right, I've started.
Yeah.
I'm on a good track. I've got it in. That's my first one done, dusted. For the start of my week, yeah, we're good to go.
It's that habit formation, isn't it?
It's just forming those habits, and I love it. Any quotes that anyone likes to say that allows you to form a good habit, because habits are going to get you where you need to be on your journey.
Yeah.
If you don't implement habits,
Yeah, absolutely.
you're absolutely screwed.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And with that, one of my go-to, especially when I'm teaching like my holistic classes, because I can do the calm side, guys, I can do it. I lead relaxations, yep, namaste. Progress, not perfection.
Absolutely.
Because I think a lot of the time, and we strive for perfection.
And actually, like, what is that?
I'm having to say, like, I've had a few new online clients this week, and like, and I get them to grade their week. So I get them to say, on a scale of 1 to 10, how's this week gone? And a lot of them will come back and saying 6. And I'll look at their thing and I'll go, what? You've completed
Everything.
90% of your workout. Your food's been phenomenal. Oh, well, I had ice cream on Tuesday. And your point is, we're not looking for 100% 100% of the time. We're looking for 80% 100% of the time.
Absolutely, because consistency is where it's at.
Exactly.
So if you can consistently hit 80%.
Then you're making progress. So instantly, as soon as I tell people that and talk to them about it, they change their thing. Oh, right, well, I'm an 8 out of 10 this week.
Absolutely, because if you're only hitting 100% once in a blue moon, there's no consistency there.
No.
And so you might be hitting 100% one week, but then it might be a 60, it might be a 50, it might be a 40, it might be a 70, and you're all over the shop. That's not consistent.
No.
You want consistency. So
Consistency is key. That's another good quote.
I love that. Yeah, I do like that one.
Consistency is key, because it is every single thing. If you can only do something once every so often, you're setting yourself up to fail.
100%.
You need to reduce it and make it something that you can consistently do, because otherwise you're not going to make any progress, and progress is where it's at, not perfection.
Yes.
We've just combined the quotes and that makes me really happy. And then one from me that I had a while ago. So obviously back in the day I didn't eat carbs at all. Like the only carb, I would have cereal for my breakfast, and then there would be 0 carbs in the rest of my day. And then I went to a trainer who was very 0 carbs as well, and tried to cut caffeine out of my life as well. And we know how I feel about that. I know.
Did he want to die?
I mean, I think so, yeah. I think.
Remember them like 6 a.m. sessions we used to go and do together, and it would be like literally we'd like run off caffeine. If somebody had turned around to me,
I know,
and said, "You can't have that now."
No,
I'd be like, "Huh? What's the point in living?"
Exactly. Thank you. Precisely. And then I wanted to drop a bit of body fat. I was getting into weight training. So I took on a new trainer, Tristan his name was, and I always quote him. And I said to him, he was like talking to me about putting carbs back in, and I was like, "Oh, well, I'm scared. I'm scared I'm gonna gain, weight." And he was like, "Yeah, but is what you're doing now working?" And I was like, "Well, no." He was like, "So why not try something else?
I like it.
Why not try something different? And if it doesn't work, you might put a pound or 2 on. We can lose that. That's not a problem." Lo and behold, it worked. Of course it did. I had loads more energy. I could train better.
Yeah.
I dropped loads of body fat. It was great. But literally, that aspect of is what you're doing now is working.
And if it's not, then something needs to change.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's what a lot of people are so scared to do, especially these slimming worlders. Well, it worked for me before. If at any point you've gained...
If it worked for you before, then why are we back here?
Exactly. If at any point you've gained back what you lost as soon as you stopped doing whatever X, Y, and Z diet it was, it didn't work. Sorry to tell you this, it didn't work. Well, I lost loads of weight. Yeah, but did you keep it off? No. Well, then it didn't work. It's not sustainable. It is not sustainable for life.
It's not sustainable. It's one of the biggest things that I have to really hammer home to a lot of my clients. So they come to you for the advice.
Yes.
Right? You give them the advice and you give them okay, well, have you looked at doing this? What about this? Okay, well, let's put this together. Follow this for a few days. You need to figure out what I'm giving you, how that works into your lifestyle. Oh, yeah, I've not done what you said. I've done this instead. Okay, great. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so we then get like 4 or 5 weeks down the line. Nothing's changing. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to what I said in week 1.
Yeah.
Let's re-implement my
method.
Let's give my method another whirl.
Yeah.
Let's really stick at it.
Yeah.
And if you can really stick at my method,
Yeah.
give me 4 weeks of your life.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
And if you can really stick with the method that I'm bringing to you, and the strategies that you can implement into your daily life, it's going to be much more sustainable.
100%.
Because life has to be sustainable. The amount of times I go to people, okay, I'm going to put you on 1600 calories, and I need you to make sure that you're hitting this amount of protein, and they go, I'm just going to have 1,200. Why?
Why?
Well, because that's what MyFitnessPal tells me.
No.
Okay, yeah, but MyFitnessPal doesn't know that you didn't sleep last night.
Yeah.
And MyFitnessPal doesn't know that you've got 3 kids. And MyFitnessPal doesn't realise that actually you're about to hit your period week.
Yeah.
So MyFitnessPal might be telling you to do 1,200 for a weight loss of £2 a week, which is not sustainable, because if you lose £2 a week for the rest of your life, there'll be fucking nothing left of you.
She's on one. It's true though. It is so. I think it's this notion that the only way for you to achieve the body that you want is to be on a diet.
Yeah, and it doesn't need to be like that
at all.
It's got to be about consistency and implementing strategies within your life that work for you around your life.
Yeah.
And once you have figured out how to navigate that, it's not a diet anymore.
No, not
it's
at all.
just life.
It's just life. And that's one of the things, though, I will say, I've had that exact same stuff with you, with all of my clients, or with a good few of them, because I have a nutrition guide.
I would love to know where this mentality comes. Like, where is that inbuilt from? Like, that's something I always think about all the time. Is like, before I thought of the way that I think now.
Yeah.
Where did that notion of like just cutting carbs come from?
Yeah.
Like, where did that notion of, well, I'll just be 1,200 calories in my life, I'll be absolutely sound.
Yeah.
Like, where did it come from?
I don't know. I think it's probably a mix of things, especially us as like 90s, noughties kids.
Yeah, true.
When it was like the
Size
Zero magazines, when Bridget Jones was seen as overweight, yet she's a
size 10.
Yeah, like ridiculous. So I think that's sort of inbuilt into us, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it is funny because they come to you, and especially if they have been on Weight Watchers, Slimming World, keto, they've got.
You end up like having to unpick a whole host of things,
because they'll pick parts of each of the diet that they could do. So they'll pick, you know, the fact that, okay, well, on Slimming World I can eat as much pasta as I like, so I like that bit, we'll keep that bit. And then on Weight Watchers, I like some of the microwavable meals, so we'll keep those bits. And then on keto, I like how you cut carbs out, so we'll keep that bit, but except for the pasta, because I can eat as much as I like of that. And then the 5-2 diet says that on 5 of the days I have to eat fuck all, but then on 2 of the days I can eat whatever I want. So we'll keep the 2 days of eating whatever I want.
Yeah.
And then you come with this like baggage of like, right, well, I've been on all of these diets and these are all the things that I can do.
Yeah.
And you have to try and pick away all of these things to then just go, try that. There's your nutrition guide. There's your calories. There's your protein. Try that. Oh, it's very high. How is 14, 16, 1800 calories high?
It's not, because then because you have to take into consideration the amount that the training that is, right? And what kind of like level of training that is, right? And then like how much are you running around? Like, and actually, there's a reason that you've completely plateaued and you're not losing any more weight is because actually you're not feeling your body the correct way.
100%.
Your body can't do what it needs to do to be able for you to then lose any fat or to build any muscle. It's not, your body isn't able to do the processes that it needs to do because you're not feeling it.
Absolutely. And then you go and you ask them, once they've done our method for a few weeks, you go, do you feel like you're on a diet? No, I feel great. And are you achieving the results that you want? Yeah. Why did we not just do this from the start?
And the other one that I really love is, I'm eating more than ever but still losing weight. And I love that one.
I love that one.
That's my favourite. I think that has got to be my favourite.
Andy said that this week. Right, so my other half, he lives with me, and the amount of time that I've said to him, just do this, and this, but won't listen to me.
Well, no, because you know nothing.
Because I know, won't listen to me.
You know absolutely nothing.
So then he's been given this free nutrition course for a month, and
no, he's not.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he's been given this free nutrition coaching for a month. And he's like, I'm eating more than I've ever eaten before in my life. Yes, because you're putting 300 grams worth of veg with every meal, which is like 100 calories, if that, but it takes up this much space. What have I said for the past 6 years? It's fun. It's really fun. So yeah, guys, as you can see, some of the quotes that we've heard are great, and some of them drive us insane.
Oh, God, yeah.
Absolutely insane. But the ones that clearly we want you to listen to are never miss twice. Whatever Monday is your Monday, never miss your Monday. You know, consistency is key.
Absolutely.
That is the biggest one. And if you can't be consistent, what you're trying to do is too much.
Absolutely.
So reduce it down and then build up from there. There is nothing wrong. I say this one to all of my clients. It is much better to try and just achieve X in 4 weeks. And in 4 weeks, you've achieved X. Rather than trying to achieve X, Y, and Z in 4 weeks, you get to the end of the 4 weeks and you've achieved nothing.
Yeah.
Because it's all got too much. So just reduce it down, make it consistent, and guaranteed you will get a lot further, guaranteed.
Oh, guaranteed, absolutely.
So yeah. Right guys, we'll see you next time.
Yep, see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.